Hi, and welcome to the Advanced Web Academy, and make sure you learn a little more every day. And the topic of today is inheritance in JavaScript. Inheritance is simply when a class inherits from the properties of even the function of another class in order to simplify your work. In order to illustrate that, I'll divide the course into two little parts. The first one, we're just going to extend some elements, some properties of certain objects, and then we will talk about the proper inheritance. In order to start quickly, I'll create an object called mother, and I'll give it a name. The name will just be mother, just like that. Then I'll give an age as well. The age will just be, let's say 45. So if I output this mother, it will create exactly the object the way we want it, with name and this, and the age as well. I'll create now a child that will extend the properties of the mother class, and I'll call it child, and I'll just give him school, because all these elements in here will be there already, and the school will just be that school, and that's it. In order to extend now, it is pretty simple. I'll just use extend. I put the object I want to be extended, and then the object to be extended, So I have this one in here. So I need to console log now, and I'll put the child. So we're expecting all the properties of mother one, then the property school in here. So if I reload this one, that's what we have exactly. We can inherit from we can actually extend from a couple of objects, but the way we work is different because it will overwrite from the right to the left. Let me illustrate that for you. I'll have another object called var mother2. Mother2 will simply be an object and will have a name, and I'll have it called mother2 in here, just like that. And I'll extend. So I'll use extend like that, and I extend the child. Oh, I wrote that already. Let me just bring it in here. I have child mother, then I'll extend with mother2 as well, just like that. So what will happen is, whatever properties mother1 has, mother2 will override it. So mother2, the name will override mother name. But as we didn't create another age, it will stay the same. So mother2 overrides mother1, and mother1 overrides child. But everything stays in child in here. And this object will not be modified, but it will only be overriding every property that's here. So we just need to output now the child in here, like that. Then we see it has a name mother2, meaning by that mother2 override this. All these are objects, they are not classes. In order to do proper inheritance, you need to work with classes, and I'll illustrate it right now. In order to create a class in JavaScript, it's simple. You just need to create a function, and I'll call it person, for instance, give a name to the class. Once you give a name, it's done, the class is created. I'll give a name in here like that, and I'll say, okay, that's William person. That's the name. That's all. And in order to have an object from that, we need to say var person. I don't use capital letter, small letters in here, like small caps. Then I have this, and you need new person in here, new person. Then if I output this to the console with person, so what I have in here is pretty simple. It would show me all the instance I created from person in here, like that. And we see it's empty. That's because we didn't attach anything to the object in here. In order to do that, you just need to create a name in here. And the name, you need to create a variable that will be proper to the person, and I'll have it name, like that. And this referring to the class name be equal to name. And while creating your object in here, all you need to do is just give it a name, William person, and that's all. So if I reload it, we see that it has a name attached to it now. Now I'm just going to show you the inheritance. How can I create a class that will inherit from this one? The steps are pretty simple. I need to modify the constructor and the pointer. In order to modify the constructor, first thing is create a class, function student, that will inherit from that. Then the constructor is modified by doing this, person call this, and that's it. The constructor modified. Now I need to modify, I need to change, I need to inherit from that, from student, from person. So what I'll do is like, I have student, I have the prototype, then I just need to say new person, and that's it. And then the final step is the constructor. I use student again, prototype, in here, constructor. Then the constructor should point in memory to this type of variable, because we want it, because the prototype was modified to person in here, inherit from it. While inheriting from it, it changes also the way it is addressed into memory. And we want it to be addressed as a student, because that's the purpose of it. In here, we just need to add a name as well. And as we call person, the property's name is defined already. So what we need to do is just name equals name we pass into parameter. So now I can create an object that is a student and say, hey, give it to me like that, student, and give it a name. And I'll call it, yeah, John student, like that. And I'll output it. Just like that. So if I reload the page in here, I have a student actually with the name John student that has the prototype in here. That's person, so it inherits from that. And that's actually awesome. And we see that the constructor is still a student. So if it happens that we add a function in here into person, and I'll say function talk in here, like that. I am talking. Just like that. And we reload in here. We see that you have a student in here, but nothing is attached to it. So how can I attach a function to that? It is pretty simple. In order to do that, all it takes is just create this. We create what we call, we need to attach it to the prototype of person. In here, prototype, then we say talk. And we just say talk equal function. And you say console.log. I am talking. And we reload the page in here. And we have student in here that has this. And we have person that has this. And that's how it works. So if it happened now that you guys want to create, but just want to use the function, it's pretty simple. You look on the student in here. You look on the student. You look on prototype in here. You look on constructor. And you see that you have a function in here, stop, closure. You have person. And you look under in here. You see constructor. So everything is there. So now if I want to use that, how can I do? I just use student. The talk that was describing to, that was using to person, and I reload my page in here, and now I'm talking. So meaning by that, it is actually working the way we want it. And under the prototype in here, we see it has a function talk. So if you like this type of content, I suggest you want to subscribe, because I'll be uploading like on a daily basis in order to have you set up and do some amazing stuff with the technologies you want. A lot of to come, so I re-invite you to subscribe to my channel.